President Trump's new immigration plan calls for much tougher restrictions on legal immigration.
We must replace our current system of extended family chain migration with a merit-based system of admissions that selects new arrivals based on their ability to contribute to our economy, to support themselves financially, and to strengthen our country.
Join us to discuss what happens next is Anna Giaritelli, a reporter for the Washington Examiner. Anna, thanks so much for being with us. Are the president's proposed changes to legal immigration too restrictive for Congress? Are they realistic?
No, these are all things that the president and his staff have already discussed with Chuck Schumer, with Paul Ryan, with Mitch McConnell. And it's four components. They want $25 billion for border security. They want to give the DACA Dreamers, up to 2 million people this time, a pathway to citizenship, and then rein in chain migration and do away with the visa lottery system. But it's all things that Republicans and Democrats have known he wants to do this. It's no surprise.
But among both groups, some of these are contentious topics. I mean, you mentioned the DACA Dreamers, and that's a situation where some have been willing to compromise on that issue. And for the Democrat side, they say, you mentioned border security, willing to fund the wall. Do you think that's realistic? I mean, Democrats have been so concerned about the wall.
Yeah, well, and I think when they're in a position where they need to make a bargain, they're going to make that extra, like Luis Gutierrez from Illinois. He's a very strong Democrat. He said, listen, we'll give you the wall, but we need you to take care of Dreamers. And then we have this new continuing resolution through February 8th. The problem is Democrats are going to say whatever they need to if they need to. So I think the best time for Republicans in the White House to strike while it's hot is leading up the next 13 days to February 8th when government funding runs out. Democrats are going to become more desperate and they might be willing to bargain. And keep in mind, if Trump gets 1, 2, or 3 parts of his 4-part framework, I mean, that's a win for Republicans.
And that's why I wanted to switch around and ask you a little bit more about that, because the Republicans have been a little bit more cautious on the Dreamer situation, DACA Dreamers. So do you think, even though the president may back it, do you think he'll get enough GOP support?
I think he will, because the president has been very forthcoming on it, saying, listen, this isn't like a normal illegal immigrant who may have crossed over the border. These are people who were brought here illegally. He's not talking about what are we going to do with their parents and their relatives. That is part of what he wants to do with family chain migration. So you can't have a DACA recipient then say, 10 of my family members are going to come over through me now. But I think in the Senate, you have David Perdue of Georgia and Tom Cotton of Arkansas, and they're really lobbying on behalf of the White House in the Senate, saying we need to get support. They've got McConnell on board. They've got a bill ready. So I think they're paving the way for the White House to get those Republicans on board. And of course, people like Steve King are really unhappy with it. It's not going to happen. They're not going to come on board. But I think you do have a pathway to enough votes.
Okay, let's look ahead here real quick, because next Tuesday we have the State of the Union. What kind of reception do you think President Trump will get from Congress, noting all of this?
Yeah, as well, compared to last year, now that we have 2 to kind of look at, I think it's going to be a little more harsh. You've already had some Democrats saying, I'm not going to show up. You've had others saying they're going to wear black in honor of the Me Too movement. It gets tricky because President Trump has been accused in the past of sexual harassment and assault. You have the new Stormy Daniels payoff. Melania Trump, First Lady, did not go to Davos, Switzerland with the president this week. Instead, she secretly flew to Florida. So all these things coming out. So if Democrats want to make a statement about the Me Too movement, it kind of does involve Trump in these ways. So I think if he stays around the issue and focuses on the economy and all the good changes you've seen, that's his best way forward in the State of the Union.
Okay, we'll be watching the State of the Union and the issue of immigration as well. And Giaritelli, a reporter for the Washington Examiner, thanks so much for your analysis.
Thanks so much.